What's going on, y'all? You were listening to Sensitive Diva Podcast with your girl Ash. It is officially like 10:10 on Monday, January 27th. I told y'all I was coming back. I told y'all I was going to have these conversations. And this, I honestly truly cannot hold it any more longer with all the stuff that has happened over the weekend. And I was debating on if I was going to do this on TikTok. I am live. I think that's going to be a thing, a BTS. Like, if you can catch it, you can catch it. But I didn't have enough time to have the conversation about what happened over the weekend. So we're going to just jump into it. So over the weekend, Target basically, I don't even think it was the weekend. It was at the end of the week. Anyways, Target basically rolled back their DEI initiative, and it caused an uproar in social media and the Black community because I read the statement. In the statement, they're specifically taking out Black people, Black businesses, and multicultural businesses, so people of color. And that shit's bullshit. Excuse my French, it's bullcrap because, first of all, I do this in the real world. I work with DEI. It's something I'm very passionate about, and I also work in the HR field. So for my understanding in the back end, I'm like, okay, this project has already been in place. That's what a lot of people think. It's like, okay, President Trump just came out of the woodwork, so now they're like, okay, we're going to follow behind him. No. If you're working in a major corporation like that or a company at all, there's a project. The conversation already started, and I don't know when it started, but it makes me want to tell these Black businesses and people who sign contracts with Target is to see when they started this plan to push the rollback of DEI initiatives, because you could get out of your contract and probably potentially get paid, because to me that's predatory. If you're still bringing in Black businesses to work with Target, knowing you plan on rolling that shit back, once Trump gets in office, that's a problem. And Trump has been talking about being back in the presidency as a candidate and running for presidency for a very long time. So that's my first little tidbit to Black-owned businesses. But looking at that and looking at the statement from Target, it honestly, it adheres to the same alt-right rhetoric that we were seeing Trump and everybody else on these right-wing Twitter, and I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, so it's snippets on like social media, but they use DEI as a slur, and that pissed me off. Because at the end of the day, when we look at DEI, and we're gonna go back. So you guys remember, the people who are on my TikTok listening to me, watching me, you guys remember when the pandemic happened and everybody and their mama came out like, oh, Black Square, because a lot of injustice was happening, and we're locked up and we're hooked onto social media. We're hooked onto a new platform called TikTok. We are seeing all these things happen from a very live perspective that isn't filtered through the media and isn't pushed through a propaganda filter to where they can cut and paste certain things. So we saw it firsthand. The people were sensitive, but a lot of people keep forgetting this. During the pandemic, there was a young lady, and I don't know why we started calling them out, but there was a young lady that created a website, and basically in that website, it showcased all the businesses that literally had zero to a few Black and POC people, and people are calling them out. And we were talking about this on TikTok for a very long time. Around the beginning of the pandemic to around 2022 or 2022, you saw a rise in DEI initiatives. And with that, you're like, okay, they're hiring more Black people. In reality, let me tell you who DEI was. The theys, the thems, the lesbians, the gays, and the white women. And if you were all in those little bubbles, that LGBTQ plus people, you probably were white. There wasn't a large influx of Black people getting hired into DEI spots. So that's the shit that's laughable, is because you're using it specifically as a slur because you have the white supremacy rhetoric and alt-right ideology, and you're pushing it out there to where all the dumbass people who voted for this man are like, yeah, DEI, the N-words. That's not it. And we're seeing the effects of DEI and the people it actually truly helped. A lot of white people, a lot of white women. That is a majority of people who will be affected by this. So now we're bringing it back to Target. Target felt the need to release a statement, and I read the statement, and it's basically saying they adhere to the same rhetoric. I'm not a fan of shopping at Target. Did I go yesterday for that last thing that I needed because I only had a few hours to take it? Yes, I did. Because there's no Walmart in the city, and I'm not going to the one by Clark. That's ghetto. It's too much. I could literally just steal from there if I really wanted to, but that defeats the purpose. I went yesterday, and when I went in there, it's a lot of Black people. It was a lot of Black people. Maybe because I'm like, okay, I'm in Atlanta, but I'm just noticing. I'm not upset about people going there. But with that, there are Black businesses who came online this weekend to showcase either support or give clarity if you want to support them in Target. And that's the conversation we're about to have right here. The first company I saw release a statement, because I follow them, a supporter, certain products work for my hair, was The Do. And to the girls I got on TikTok calling it The Dough, girl, we know you did not buy their products. So The Do got online, and this is the all tea, all shade part. This is the all tea, all shade. Last time I checked, there is a very popular social media person on here on TikTok who showcased her social media management skills. And last time I checked, she was working for them. So it makes me think, was it this social media content creator, influencer? She ain't no influencer. She probably could be an influencer on the social media side. Was that her who was commenting to people? Because if it was, nasty, real nasty. And this girl's always talking about PR work, right? Oh, how to do PR work. I'm a whole class. No, you nasty. You're nasty. Nasty attitude. Like, this woman really irritated me. So basically, The Do, they released a statement, Maya, the owner, basically how to support The Do. And it says, come directly to me. You guys can go read their pages and stuff like that. But come directly to us, our small businesses, because you guys can't stop shopping at Target. That's going to hurt our pockets. That's what I'm reading. She then goes on to say, I know you guys want to go and support us in buying online, but that's not going to help. You need to still go to Target and shop intentionally and only buy Black-owned business products. And I'm like, hold on. We're going to pause right there, because the biggest first flag I saw was, don't shop on our website, shop at Target. What's going on with your product, ma'am? And this is why my brain started clicking like, bro, your contracts are predatory, because Tabitha Brown literally said the same thing. So The Do goes on to say, yeah, this is how you could do it. And there's people in the comments like, yes, God, we gonna support you. We gonna support you. But the conversation I'm seeing from these Black-owned businesses that are making statement, you're talking about you need support. You know you are supported by the 92% who came out for Kamala Harris that wanted to change. You know we gonna show up and show out consistently time and time again. You are showcasing you do not believe in your consumers, in your support system, which is the Black community, specifically Black women. So I don't know why y'all shaking in your boots like we ain't gonna show up and show out, but we will. So I ask a question. When does the contract end? Because as someone who works in a place that does B2C, which is business to customer, direct to customer, business to business, there is a contract in place that Target has created for these Black businesses to come and put their products into Target, whatever that may be. Some people are saying, yeah, if you go on their website, it pushes you right to Target. So that's part of the contract. I will adhere to whatever policy it is to put my product in Target, and I will put the link to go to Target. So there's certain things we are now seeing like, okay, what comes into play with this contract? So I asked that, and I said, this is not a time to be tiptoeing around. That nasty, rude commentator on The Do felt the need to try and read me. And I'm like, baby, I comprehend everything that you're saying. But again, if we have the power, and Black community has always had the power, we have always shown up, they are always wanting our money. There are people who study our culture to market to us, and they don't look like us. They need us. We need to take back our power. That's it. So they then comment and say, basically, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I respond to them like, okay, I understand that. But in your contract, you should be able to either buy out your contract with Target, leave, that's your 2 points right there, or you have a certain amount of product that you have to adhere to and get out of whatever that contract is. And for you to come back snippy and snappy at me, this is what it tells me. It tells me it's still eat the rich at the end of the day. Even if you are a part of the Black community, whoever's watching, it is still eat the rich, because the way that The Do was commenting, it was very much tone deaf, like open up y'all pockets, middle class, the middle class that's still struggling, the middle class that can barely afford shit. Open up your pockets and still give me some money. Because I then highlighted, we're still going to give Target the foot traffic. We're still going to give Target a percentage of whatever we buy, even if it is Black-owned businesses. What are we showcasing to them? What are we telling them as a Black community? That they need us? I'm at this point where I don't want to show a business who has told me that they adhere to white supremacy rhetoric and they see DEI as a slur, that we need them. This is the time to show them they need us. Without us, you're not getting that foot traffic. Without us, you are not able to market to the Black community. Because let's rewind it back. Remember I said around pandemic time to around 2020 area, everybody named mama started coming out, oh, DEI, DEI, got DEI, got DEI, because the Black people weren't with your shit no more. Our money was not in your stores no more. So you had to figure out a way to bring us back in. And then you got it. And you said, Mr. Trump finna be back in the office. I'm going to get a big tax cut as a business, an owner. Oh, we're taking DEI back. We don't need y'all. So for the dude to respond like that, and then we see Tabitha Brown, and everybody's like, yeah, auntie, you're very tone deaf. And I understand. She's like, I get it. But y'all keep talking about you get it, but you still tell me to go to Target to buy your products. We need to have a conversation about why you put all your eggs into one basket. And I hate saying that when it came specifically to Target. So everybody's saying that they understand all these business owners, and the dude even got shady and turned their comments off, reposted on Facebook and tagged me with a messy ass, and I couldn't respond to a lot of people. And we're going to have an issue, I think the younger generation, like 30s and below, when it comes to having conversation with our older generation, because they're like, yeah, we could support you. Let's just continue to go to Target. That's not it. Let's go back and revisit the civil rights movement. We're going to do the Montgomery bus boycott. The boycott was not comfortable. I've never heard of a boycott being comfortable. People had to walk miles just to get home, but we chose to do that because we knew the business we were bringing. We knew we were the reason why these companies were stable. We're going to take that shit away from you until you do what we need you to do. We need to figure out how to hurt their pockets, and we're not going to hurt them. We're still going to give you wealth, and I know we're supposed to support Black businesses, but here's the uncomfortable part. You're not going to be able to live that lavish lifestyle. You gonna have to live below your means these first 2 quarters, Bookie. I don't know what to tell you. Someone ain't getting their allowance or whatever, but you're going to have to cut down on how you live in order for the Black community to succeed over these next 4 years. This is the time. So I don't feel bad fully for these Black, more so for the dude. Like, you know how Mecca feels about the turkey leg hut? Now this is how I feel about the dude. You got it. But I don't feel bad for people who are in a position of wealth to be okay, even if we do not go to Target. But here's the tea behind that. I just saw a video on TikTok, and Target has some of the Black owned businesses that are in there 50% off and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. And to me that thinks, I wonder if someone did have a conversation about getting out of their contract. What does that look like? And I really hope that we can pull Black owned businesses out of there. And I would love to see them. And Tabitha Brown was like, it's going to be hard because Target is local, national known, and my products are everywhere. We don't have enough for warehouses. I get that, but I hope they figure out, okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a cut financially, unfortunately, these next few quarters, but how can we build up? Because we do have that 92% that showed up. 92% of us. We are not going to fail y'all. Unless y'all don't act right, then you gonna have to handle that shit on your own. That's just it. So I feel a little certain. I have mixed emotions about the whole DEI initiative being rolled back at Target. Of course, it is white supremacy rhetoric, but we're gonna see how things pan out. I am still going to support buy from the website. Unfortunately, if I have to go to a beauty supply store or something in the hood, I'll go get it. Even though they marked that shit up way too high, I still will support. But Target, you ain't seen none of my money no more. I'm so sorry. But on a lighter note, y'all, MJQ is closed. At least the original spot. It's no longer there. But your girl got to go and party there the last night. And honestly, it was weird seeing content creators and influencers there, like recording in jackets in the club and then leaving early. Like, you ain't really here. You wasn't really MJQing when MJQ was queuing. You weren't here. You are. You just here to get some likes and views. You ain't real. You're not real. And it's crazy to see that as a transplant, seeing other transplants or people do this to local places. This is why they don't like us. But I want to talk about the experience I had in there. And this isn't the first experience I've had with men in the past month. I don't know. Is this foreshadowing? I hope not. If it is, I need to be licensed to carry at this point. So me and my girl were dancing. We're walking into the dance floor area. So, like you dance, walk, dance, shimmy, walk. Yes. And we're walking into the dance floor and it gets packed over there. So I understand people bumping into people, but it wasn't that packed to where you couldn't get through. Like there was still space. So this man, I don't know if it's like a flirting method or something like that. He watches my friend walk by and waits till she gets to a certain point to bump into her. So she stumbles and then he walks by me. I was like, oh, hell nah, because he was trying to like get her attention. Like, hey, I'm trying to talk to you. And I said, oh, hell nah, because baby, that is not how you do it. That's very rude and it's weird. Like you're giving weird energies. So that's all I said. And I just kept it moving. Before I could walk anywhere and it gets really packed, he literally turns to me, looks at me. He said, were you talking to me? I was like, no, I'm saying it to a different situation, right? This man gets so offended. He said, you fat ass bitch. And I was like, oh, okay. And before I said, I don't know what I said. I think I got really upset and he could tell I was because his face looked scared and he turned around so fast. I grabbed that shirt and I mushed him into the crowd. I do not care. You're not going to be disrespectful to me at all, especially if your boobies are just as big as mine. Or bigger. We're not doing that. And people be like, oh, just walk away. No, we have walked away too long. If men are still going to disrespect us when we are walking away or when we say no, or if we say something nice and they still feel a certain way because they got rejected, they're still going to hurt us. So you know what? I'm going to beat you to the punch. So I did. I mushed him to where he almost fell. Because you're going to bump into my homegirl thinking it's cute, trying to flirt with her when it's not. It's very rude. You don't even ask her if she's okay. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing to you. So there was another man. He was like, he did not have to say that to you at all. And I said, I know. He's like, I heard everything. He's like, you did a good job. Because the vibes were very much, we here to have a good time. And here you come by yourself being a weirdo trying to get women. You don't even know how to do that in 2025 at your big grown ass age. It was weird. But that wasn't the first experience I've had with men like this. And they all look sweaty and stinky and irritating. So I went to Kroger during that whole like snow situation. So I'm like, oh, I get some water. And that's my fault because I should have went the day prior to. So this is the day everybody's about to be the weekend, trying to get some water. I can't find no beans. I can't find no bananas, no potatoes, no onions, no water. I can't find nothing to cook like a little crock pot meal and just sit at home, right? So I'm looking around, looking for some stuff. There's no meat. All the even expensive Kroger meat is gone. Just a little small little filet mignons with bacon on there. I'm like, I don't like those. I don't want that. I'm not going to be able to do it. No, it's too expensive. So I'm over in that area by the seafood stuff too. And I'm on the phone with my coworker and we just chopping it up. I'm like, bro, I can't believe I waited so long. He over there laughing. He's like, yeah, we're going to have snow. We're going to have this much snow. I'm literally on the phone. I have a cart that you hold, the little, I don't know, it's a cart, the ones you hold. So there's space, but it's packed as hell. This man, who I knew he was single because I looked at the cart, the big ass cart, you got chocolate covered almonds, chocolate milk, hot cocoa, candy. I know you're single and you've been single for a long time. And the way that he looked at me, I am not a piece of meat. I am not a food. I am on the phone. And for you to put your cart in my space, and we are almost shoulder to shoulder, and you feel the need to look at me and lick your lips and try to talk to me, I literally was so over it because I'm on the phone, stressed out already. You're in my face trying to talk to me at Kroger, and we're about to be snowed in for the whole weekend. I said, oh, hell no, not this ugly ass. Yes, I said it. I did. And I walked away. I literally walked all the way to damn near in the cheese section. I'm looking for more stuff. Still on the phone. First, you're rude. You're on the phone with me. I'm on the phone with somebody else and you're in my face. He comes all the way down and follows me. He says, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. And I'm on the phone still. I turn around and I said, yes. He's like, were you talking to me? I said, yes, I was talking to you because you were licking your lips, looking at me in my personal space. That's disgusting. He was like, you rude ass bitch. I ain't even know I'm trying to talk to your big ass. That's a lie. I don't understand why men get to that part. And guess what? I had all the time and energy and I was on the phone with my homeboy. He was just laughing. I said, first of all, get your single ass away from me. And that really triggered him. And that's not my fault. The way that you're acting, the way that you're approaching women tells me you do not have game. You're a creepy ass man. You're never going to find love. And if you do find love, it's going to be I'm not even going to go there, but I have every right as a woman to defend myself. And I'm telling my sister and I'm telling my parents and stuff. They're like, stop doing that. Just ignore them. Just say it politely. No, bump that. You know how many women have said it politely and they still get followed. They still get murder. They still get abused. I'm not going to be one of them. We going to have a crazy contest. And you going to realize not to do that ignorant shit to a woman in the public ever again. It's disrespectful. You've met the right one. And I promise you, did I go outside looking all around the corner, which way, that way? I sure did, because baby, I was ready. Okay? Because here's the thing. You are harassing a woman who was underpaid as a Black woman, working 2 jobs, trying to figure herself out, going to therapy after having a mental breakdown during the pandemic, freaking the hell out, worried about her health. And you want to try me today after a light just came on in my car and I don't know how? You've got the right one today. You've got her. I've got it. And you know, it's crazy. Being a bigger Black woman, I already know people going to think I'm the aggressor. I don't care at this point. I protected myself in my life because some man whose ego was hurt because mommy didn't love him or daddy didn't tell him or whatever weird ass reason when you can go to therapy or just be committed could fix you. That's not my problem. You're going to respect me. I respect other people. I respect their space. And that's just it. Since we are on the topic of freaky men who don't know when to just get away from you, there is a TikTok that I'm obsessed with. I'm obsessed with because it's hilarious. If you guys see Nosferatu, I'm obviously saying it wrong. That was such a freaky ass show, and I mean movie. And I don't know if I talked about it in my last podcast, so I may not do it again until I listen to my other podcast. But we're gonna circle back if I did not talk about it. But there is a video on TikTok that had me dying because the whole premise of the movie is this man wanting this specific girl who called out to him, and they're like, all right, we're going to lock in, but we obviously have to wait till we can get consent. Anyways, the actor in the movie does an amazing job with the voice. And I guess he had like an opera singer or whatever it is. You know how they get fancy. But the voice was very chilling until we get to TikTok and they make it hilarious. So I want you to listen to this. It's hilarious. I'm sorry. It's hilarious to me. This is my podcast. So I can just talk about however I want to talk about it. So listen to this.
You must bounce on it. Crazy style.
This might be on TikTok. Please don't ban it. That shit is hilarious to me. And if you see the video, it's someone who's cosplaying as him and is brushing his little bang as he's saying it. I love it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. TikTok, I don't want TikTok to go. But the way the censorship is working on TikTok, it irritates me because last week there was a video of The Daily Show and just showcasing the lovely Trump supporters. Obviously, the ones that we have now of Trump supporters, they're not even the smart ones. They're the ones, obviously somebody in their family are related and they birthed them, and that's why they are the way that they are. The child has been left behind. And I couldn't share it. The option was there. I don't know. Maybe The Daily Show changed it, but I could not share it. I couldn't download it. I couldn't do anything with it. And while looking on TikTok in the past few weeks, I'm noticing we're not even getting information from other countries. You know, people are protesting this bull crap over here. They are not a fan of it. And I guess what's his name? Elon Musk went to a convention in Germany, and like them folks are mad. They're like, oh no, you trying to be in cohorts with this man? We are not a fan of it. And it's interesting because Germany, they talk about the history of how everything happened. They don't hide it. And I really wish we took a note out of their book of like, hey, America, your people suck. White folks suck. They stole land. This is not their land. They didn't build shit. It was the browns, the blacks, the people of colors. They just took it. And we don't talk about what the American dream is. We don't talk about how it was built, which brings me to ICE, immigration, immigrants. To hear that a Navajo tribe, the original people of the United States of America, the indigenous people, this is their land, are being contained by ICE, it pisses me off. Because you're showing your agenda of how you truly feel. And it doesn't make any sense because this isn't your land. White Americans, this is not your land. You don't have nowhere to go back to. Maybe Israel, but you have nowhere to go back to. This is not yours. And to hear that and to see the stories, to see people having to deal with this, people who are hard workers in this country, they're making a living. I will say this, you may not agree with it. The Venezuelans are out there causing ruckus in Denver, Colorado, and they don't want to talk about what's happening in Denver, Colorado. You can go pack their asses up. If you're coming to America to commit crimes and you're an illegal, pack your shit up. I don't care where you're from. You can be from France. You can be from Portugal. I don't care. Don't come to our country and do the shit that you couldn't do overseas in your own hometown, okay? You're not big and bad here. But it's concerning in Colorado because it's like they gave up. When I was home, I literally did not see no cops on the street. When we had an accident, they sent a crash investigator. Maybe that's something they're trying. I don't know. But the lack of police patrolling across Colorado is very concerning. But then also, it's like you're only going to high important cases. What is that? And the previous time I went home and stayed for a long time, it was like the Wild Wild West out there. I seen a police chase. I've seen two people chase each other in their car, get into an accident, get out, fight, get back in their cars and start chasing each other. What the hell is going on in there? They don't talk about it. Colorado's a beautiful place, but baby, there are a lot of things going on. It's crazy. Excuse me. People are smoking crack. What do you mean you're smoking crack? Everybody's been always smoking crack. But the fact that it's just a high level now, it's not cute. And the poverty and the homelessness issue is so widespread across this country. It's concerning because there was a video on TikTok where someone was like, this is Oakland. I'm like, no, fuck, that's not Oakland. That's overseas. No, that's America. We are being censored about how much things are happening in this country, and we think it's okay. Everybody's like, oh, the economy's great. We are not doing well here. And the fact that Meta wants to continue to censor social media, we have to find different ways to have these conversations. We're going to have to start showing up, you guys. We're going to have to start being in spaces face to face. Yeah, let's have the conversation online, but it's going to have to be back in the day where I call you. We're going to have to pick up the phone and text each other about events. We're going to have to come together as a community these next few years. And I hope this continues past 4 years because this is something that we need. Dang, my mic just went out, but you guys, we need communities next 4 years. And this is it for episode 2 of the Census Diva podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait to speak to you guys next Wednesday.